Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining the TruckLogics webinar today on dispatching and routing. Stay tuned and we'll walk you through building a load, creating a dispatch, creating routes, and assigning drivers to the dispatch, all using TruckLogics. My name is James Koger. I'm with TruckLogics, and I'm going to be your host today. Quick overview of what we're going to do today. We are going to build a load with TruckLogics. Then we're going to dispatch that load. We're going to create a load, then dispatch it. We are going to assign a driver and equipment to that dispatch. And then we're going to create a route for that dispatch. At the end, if you have any questions, we'll do a little Q&A. Okay, first of all, what is a dispatch? A dispatch is when a driver is assigned to a specific load and he must deliver it from point A to point B. We're going to walk you through how that is done live on TruckLogics and show you how easy it is to build a load, create a dispatch, and assign a driver. So if you'll hold on real quickly, I'm going to stop sharing this page. Your screen will go black, and then I'm going to share my TruckLogics page. Hold on. Okay, this is the TruckLogics dashboard. When you sign in, this is what will show up. You'll see that we have active loads here on the left-hand side. If you show the drop-down, click on it, it shows loads that have already been completed. We have undispatched loads, and we have loads that are in draft. We also have dispatches down below, active and delivered. But we're going to start by building a load. There are a couple of ways to do that. If you go up to the top next to the dashboard tab and you click on Add New, you can drop down right here and create a new load. There's also another way to do that. You slide just to the right of the dashboard tab to the Loads tab. Left click on it. And it brings up all your loads, which were previously on the dashboard. If you go all the way to the right-hand side, hover over the New Load tab. It lets you add a load, and it asks you, do you want it to be a FTL load, full truck load, or an LTL load? For today's purposes, we'll do an FTL load, and we continue here. This brings us up to our customer page. We need to pick a customer. If you have previously picked up from this customer and you've typed their information into TruckLogics, it will still be there for you. If you haven't, you can add it in. We will we'll start with one that we have already saved. You type a couple of letters and then it'll drop down and let you choose the one you want. And then it continues to fill it on in down the page. Richfield, Ohio, Muriel Drive, all looks good. You need to add a pickup date. We'll pick that up today, the 17th. It's 11:30 now. What do you say we pick that up at 1 o'clock? The pickup instructions, you can add whatever you want in here. Doc B, the pickup person over there, that's Carl. And you can add Carl's phone number in. Once you've got all that information, or all the information that you want, you hit save. You come over here to your consignee, and you can add in same thing. If you've already been there, and you've already typed it in, it'll be there waiting on you, or you can add a new one. Let's go ahead and create a new one. We'll go over to Best Buy. Add their email address really quickly. Once you start typing the address, Google Maps will help you out. Once it recognizes it, there it is. If everything looks correctly, Best Buy in Cuyahoga Falls, you hit save and it fills it in for you. Now, the next time you want that, it'll be there. Pick a delivery date. We're picking it up at 1. Let's deliver it today at 4:30. Delivery instructions. Add something, call before you back in. Contact person over there is William. His number. And save it. Freight details, little description of the goods. It's Best Buy, we're hauling TVs today. Maybe we are. Okay, what do they weigh? 10,000 pounds. What are we hauling? 20 skids. Can be all of these things. You can add a declared value. You can add dimensions. It's not required. All right. Pick the type of trailer we're going to leave. If we're going to leave the trailer there, we can drop the trailer by clicking here. I'll take a 53-foot van over there. It's not hazmat. It's not oversized, not a reefer. We leave those unchecked, but if we wanted to, you could check them right there. What's the cost for hauling it? How about $500? We'll call that a flat fee. You can bill it per mile, per ton, per pallet, per piece. We're going to go flat fee $500. We'll add in a per mile fuel surcharge, 35 cents. How we getting it from A to B? We'll come over here. We'll use Google Maps. Tells us it's 16 miles. That's $5.60 in fuel surcharge. Added to our $500 makes it $505.60, and we create the load. Comes to our load summary page. We take a look at it, picking it up at Mass, delivering it at Best Buy, TVs, pallets, hauling fee, surcharge. We can create an invoice. Click on the invoice tab. Everything here looks correct. Delivery, due on receipt. $505.60. Update it, generate our invoice. Go back to the load summary, and now we can create our dispatch. All right, we look at our dispatch summary here. We've got driver and equipment is ready to be clicked on. Everything else is still grayed out. So we will assign a driver and equipment. Driver details. Drop down. At this point, you can assign this right to your driver and notify him via email or text or both. Or you can assign it to him and wait for him to confirm that he is available and ready to take the load. The drop down here is set for 4 hours. You can make it 8 or 12 or a day, or you can customize it to whatever you want. But we're just going to assign this to Andy. You can add one additional driver here if you care to do so. What kind of equipment does Andy want? Give him tractor number 1, trailer number 1000. Got Andy, we've got his equipment. We assign it. Okay, now this shows us up top here that the routing portion has now opened up, and we can route our driver. The delivery he's going to make from Richfield to Cuyahoga Falls is 16.1 miles, but he's got to come to work and he's got to pick up his truck and trailer to go do this. So we're going to change this route. Do it by clicking right there. We're going to add a starting location. The starting location is, his terminal. So if that's correct, if you already have it in there, like we do here, we just click save and it adds that step. So he will start out at his terminal. He'll drive to Richfield, make his pickup, and he'll drive to Cuyahoga Falls and make his delivery. Now he's not going to stay there. So we are going to return him to base, and we do that by clicking here. Again, as long as that's correct. You hit save, and you hit save again, and there's your route. This is an FTL load, or this an LTL load with many different legs. You can grab them and move them around in different order, put them where you want to, based on availability of customers and whatever happens throughout the day. But in this instance, he's picking it up, picking his equipment up, picking up the load, delivering the load, and returning to base. So that's what we're going to do. That makes his total miles 40 miles. And Andy is now routed. So I'm going to stop sharing this page at this point. Hold on one second. That is how we build a load, dispatch a load, assign a driver and equipment, and route that dispatch down the road. Are there any questions? Okay, if there aren't any questions, thank you for participating in today's webinar on route management. We're going to do another one on Thursday with 3 simple steps to route your drivers. And next week we have 2 on Tuesday and Thursday on how to pay your drivers with ease and driver settlements within TruckLogics. If you cannot attend, you should still sign up. And that way we could email you a copy of the webinar at a later date.
Hey, James, we do have one question.
Sure.
What do you put as the return place if the driver is staying overnight?
If the driver's staying overnight,
Yes, correct.
you still put the same place, but he doesn't return to base till the next day. It's still done the same way.
Awesome. And then Daniel said, thank you. Basically the same that we do it now, but a little different. And then Camilio said, everything is clear. So you did get a couple of messages. Georgia said, thank you for that information. And those are all in the chat section. And so those were a couple of the questions. I don't see any other questions at this time.
Okay, great. Thank you, Amber. You can get in touch with us. Our support number is 704-234-6946. We're there 8:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. You can always get us on our support email at support@trucklogics.com. Please like and follow us on all of our social medias at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And thank you.